Hi, I'm Ron Cravens, Chief of the Wilmington Police Department. Welcome back to school. Today we'll be reading Big Mamas by Donald Cruz. Did you see her? Did you see Big Mama? We called our grandmother Big Mama. Not that she was big, but she was Mama's mama. Every summer we went to see her. Mama, my sisters, my brother, and me. Daddy had to work. He'd come later. It took 3 days and 2 nights on the train. Now we were nearly there. Cottondale, Cottondale, next station stop. Cottondale, yelled the conductor to the train, nearly empty train. Don't leave no babies on this train. He made the same joke year after year. And I wonder, have you ever ridden on a train? I have. It's very fun. My Uncle Slank came for us by car. We'd always hoped he'd come with a horse and wagon, but he never did. That shows them reaching Cottondale. We crossed back over the train tracks, a turn or two along the red dirt road, and that shows them leaving in the car. Has anybody rode in a fancy car like that has an open top? But that would be fun. On to the lane in front of Big Mama's house. Big Mama and Big Pawpaw were waiting for us on the front porch. There were hugs and kisses. Oh my, how you've grown. And how tall are you? Is this you? Then off with our shoes and socks. We wouldn't need them in the next few weeks. Now, to see that nothing had changed in the hall, the sewing machine that you had to pedal like a bicycle, the big clock over the fireplace, the wind-up record player, the kerosene lamps, and the Sears and Roebuck's catalogs. Our room, my brother's and mine, and Uncle Slank's across the hall, the room where my sisters and Mama slept, next to Big Mama and Big Papa's room, then to the back porch. Off the porch were 3 rooms. The tiny extra room, no bigger than the bed in it. None of us wanted to sleep there alone. The dining room with the big round table and chairs, and next to it the kitchen. On the porch was a washboard where we washed our hands, faces, and feet. At the end of the porch was the well. Don't fall in, we were told every year, and no one ever did. We stood on tiptoe to watch the bucket go down and fill with water so we could have a drink from the dipper that hung nearby. Everything was just the same. Look how deep that well is. In the backyard was the chicken coop where Sunday dinners chicken spent its last days. It's a really big farm. Behind the shed, the old stuff was the outhouse. Okay, now, but scary in the dark. We stopped for a drink at the pump. We ran past the pear tree where the turkey roosters roosted at night. I wonder, has anybody ever been into an outhouse? Imagine it'd be stinky. Under the tractor in the front of the tool shed was a good place to look for nests with eggs in them. Next to the tool shed was a huge empty pot for making syrup from sugarcane juice. I dug some worms from the big pile of cane pulp. Wrigglers were the best kind for fishing. I chose a pole. So it looks like he's about ready to go do some fishing while everybody else is searching for food. The barn was another place to look for eggs. Onto the stable to see Nancy and Maud. Maud was friendly, but Nancy was bitter. Which one of those horses do you think is Maud? I think it's the front one too. Looks like all the kids are playing with it. Down the path, past the cow pen and the pig pen to the pond. The flat-bottomed boat was still there. Plenty of water for fishing and swimming this year. Everything just as it should be. A fish! A fish! I got one! I got one! I yelled. Woo-hoo! The train whistled. Dinner time. Looks like he had success fishing, and I guess the train goes through at dinner time. Everybody sitting around the table that filled the room. Big Mama, Big Papa, our Uncle Slank, our cousins from down the road, and all of us. We talked about what we did last year. We talked about what we were going to do this year. We talked so much we hardly had time to eat. Everybody looks happy to be together. The night was jet black, except for millions of stars. We could hardly sleep, thinking about things to come. And have you ever been out in the night and got to see all the stars? Some nights, even now, I think that I might wake up in the morning and be at Big Mama's house with the whole summer ahead of me. There's a fella thinking about his childhood times.